Welcome back to Anglesey. The weather is sunny, the racing is hot.
Sam Coventry's on pole for the BSN.com Junior Powerbikes, Mini Twins and Moto 450. Second spot is vacant because Rob Ellesmere's got to start from the back. Will Hodgson, number 14's third on the grid on that lovely new Aprilia 450. We had a little chat with Ian Newton and a bit more sort of information about this 450 a little bit earlier, and this is what we had to say. Well, what better person to talk you through the Aprilia 450 than Ian Newton himself? We're in the Aprilia 10. Ian, thanks for joining us. Tell us a bit about this new bike and obviously its plans for 2010.
Yeah, we started developing this bike at the back end of last year using the 550, which we thought we use the 550, it'll be obviously give it a harder time and more abuse, so I thought that would be the option to go. And we've got Rob Ellesmere with a lot of experience to jump on the bike, and he's just got better and better, and the bike has actually developed easier than we thought it would do, to be honest.
And it's obviously going to be budget racing. The machine itself is absolutely tiny, but it's going to be cheap to run, and the super teams are going to be able to just jump straight on.
Yeah, the idea is to try and make it as affordable as we've done for the super teams for the last 14 years. So yeah, a lot of bits are off a super team bike. Again, we know they all work good. The kids that have been out to test it already have jumped on it and they've all come back with like positive feedback. I think they've all been very surprised how easy the bike's been to ride, which is fantastic for the kids and us as well, like, you know, so it's happy days.
Well, thanks for talking to us there, Ian. We're going to now have a little chat with our very own Marco Simoncelli, Will Hodgson and Ben Gautry at Super Team, who's actually had a go on the bike, and see what they think of this wonderful new machine. Ben Gautry, current Aprilia Super Team contender. Ben, you've been out on this wonderful Aprilia 450. Tell us about the comparisons between your Aprilia Super Team 125 and the 450.
Well, the first dramatic change from the bike-wise from the Aprilia 125 was the weight. Like when I was through the corners, the bike felt a lot lighter, and on the power as well, it's so much easier to wind the power and on the two-stroke, and you felt a lot more confident in cranking it over, steering-wise, braking-wise, everything's a totally better concept to move up to a four-stroke bike and a lighter bike and a better bike to progress onto. I think very good.
And obviously the Aprilia Super Team machine itself, I mean, it's got pretty much similar suspension on this one, so it must be quite an easy transition to make.
Oh yeah. Coming from the 125 onto the 450, it's so much easier. The front end's exactly the same. The rear's a little bit softer, but that can be tweaked and developed as the series progresses. But I think it'll be a very good series.
Thanks, Ben.
No problem. Cheers. Cheers to all the sponsors as well.
Well, we've got the 2008 Moto 450 champion Will Hodgson with us. Will, you've got the privilege of riding this Aprilia 450 this weekend. Tell us a bit about the differences between your old bike and this one, and it seems like an awesome machine.
Oh yeah, it's just feels so much more better than my bike. Brakes on it aren't quite as up to scratch, but oh, it's just so much fun to ride. As soon as you get on it, you just gel, click with the bike. First got on it, felt a bit thin and a bit longer than my bike, but a few laps into it and I just love the bike. I don't want to get off it, I just want to keep going round and round.
Obviously, Rob Ellesmere's out there on the 550, sort of the big sister of this bike. You're having a good battle with him at the moment. Considering this bike's not got, so it's got 100cc less, it's got obviously less quick brakes and things like that, but it's a budget series. You seem to be hanging on to him quite well.
Yeah, all I can do is try, but yeah, Rob's riding awesome, so again, but yeah, I just try and push the bike. I'm going to do it for Ian, get up there and do well for him for letting me ride the bike. It's just a big privilege to someone to let you ride the bike, and it's just made up, absolutely made up.
Thanks, Will.
Thanks, Steve.
Great stuff there, Will Hodgson, and thanks to Aprilia as well. We move on to the racing. I tell you what, there's a few follically challenged riders who could borrow a bit of Will Hodgson's hair, couldn't they? But the Junior Powerbikes, Mini Twins and Moto 450s underway. 3 championships, big sit up in the middle there, but everybody's staying on board. 3 championships here up for grabs.
Yes, and 2 in particular, the Junior Powerbikes. Rob Ellesmere is not far away from becoming the Junior Powerbike champion. And of course, Darren Smith only needs to finish realistically to be crowned the Moto 450 champion of 2009.
Yes, as we mentioned in earlier races, at this stage of the season, things are getting a bit tense for those championship leaders, because whatever happens, they need to stay on and make sure they score at least a point. It means that they'll be looking out, trying to avoid incidents and accidents. And oh dear, there's Simon Napier just tagging the rear end there of the Aprilia of Will Hodgson, and down they both go.
That's very unfortunate, Will Hodgson. You give him a good introduction and then look what happens. Unfortunate there, he got taken out. Not really sure. It's a difficult corner to get right. And there we see Simon Napier not very happy with that particular incident.
No, he was running very quickly. He's been running up the front all weekend. Here comes the leader, Sam Coventry. He's been lined up though by Rob Ellesmere on that Aprilia 550, and right at the last knockings of the race, Rob gets into the lead, and yes, a hand in the air, and I think that's the acknowledgement, Steve, that he's not just going to pick off this race win. He's got the championship sewn up.
Yeah, and if things stay the way they are, he's got quite a few thanks to make as well. He wants to thank Ian Newton, his family, Dunlop, John Lloyd from Nitro, Raymac Plumbing Supplies, the Ship Social Club, and of course his long-suffering fiancée, Ali.
Yes, well, I'd thank his lucky stars if I was him as well. Here he comes. It has been a great ride after a great season on the 550 by Rob Ellesmere. Tim Jones is still leading the Mini Twin Championship, but Clive White has just got ahead of him. Oh, and red flags will bring an end to that. Well, Rob Ellesmere then taking that race result from Sam Coventry and Tim Commode. And that was an excellent win for Rob Ellesmere. There he is, very happy chappy and a happy new champion.
Winner of the BSN.com Junior Powerbike race and now the championship. Rob, how many years have you been waiting to win a major championship? You must be over the moon.
Only about 13. I've sort of always become the bridesmaid, not the bride, but this time it sort of worked out quite well with the Aprilia. Loved it, absolutely enjoyed it. Love riding that bike, and it's just getting better and better.
Great stuff. And in the Mini Twins, Clive White taking an excellent victory from Tim Jones. Chris Bolan was third, Lee Hutchinson fourth, and Adam Jamieson in fifth place. They're a very happy Clive White on the podium, and a great win for Darren Smith in Moto 450, being applauded by the marshals. We'll be back with more great action in a moment.